What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be super simple and short, a little bit informative, and it has to do with the topic of breaking in your new brakes. So I just got my brake pads, my new brake pads installed last night, and I didn't change my rotors because the rotors still have plenty of life in them. And a lot of people say that you need to replace your rotors as well as your brake pads whenever it's time for your brake pads to be replaced. If your rotors still have plenty of life left in them, you don't have to change them. That's just a waste of money, and the dealerships just want more money from you. So don't do it. But as I said before, my brake pads are brand spanking new. I got them on last night and I've been driving around with them. So there is some sort of technique. There's actually multiple different techniques you can use in order to break in your new brake pads. That sounds kind of weird, breaking in your brakes. But yeah, so when I first got my brake pads installed, I could tell that they were not gripping the way they're supposed to, and that's fine. That's normal because that's just how it is. The rotors were accustomed to the old brake pads, so there was actually less friction against the brake pad, the new brake pad and the rotors. So the brake pad surface is actually flat, and the rotor has to become accustomed to the brake pad, and the brake pad has to be accustomed to the rotor. So the only way you can get a good bite is if that brake pad wears down to the bite of the rotor, if you guys understand what I'm saying. And that's why when you guys get your brake pads first replaced, and your brake pads are spanking new like mine, you're actually not gonna get good braking power whatsoever. And that's why there is a specific technique to break in your brake pads. I swear, that sounds so weird. And I'll be showing you guys how to do it. I'm gonna give you guys a verbal explanation, and then I'm going to show it to you guys. So basically, what you're gonna wanna do is get up to 50 miles per hour, and then brake until you reach 30, and then accelerate again. You don't wanna brake too soft, and you don't wanna brake too hard. And the reason why you don't want to brake too hard is because you could risk heat shocking the brakes, and we definitely don't want that. So you get up to 50 miles per hour, and then you go down to 30. And then you get up to 70 miles per hour, and you brake until you reach 50 miles per hour. And you kind of just rinse and repeat the cycle. And you can easily do this with like normal driving as well, just as long as you're not overheating your brakes or slamming your brakes really hard. It is actually best to do this on the highway, and I'm actually just approaching the highway right now. So I will be doing this as soon as there's enough space behind me. We're about 70 miles per hour now. So I'm gonna go ahead and brake. There we go, down to 50. Now we accelerate again because there are cars approaching and I don't want anything to happen. Yeah, so here we go again. We're at 70 miles an hour. We're gonna brake. Not too soft, not too hard. Okay, now we're basically at 50. Now we're gonna accelerate again. And we just keep doing this. We just keep rinsing and repeating. And I'll give you guys an update on how the brakes feel. Typically, you're gonna wanna do this stuff for about 200 or 300 miles. And you'll start noticing that over time, once you keep doing this technique, that you're actually getting better braking power. All right, guys, so it's been a few days ever since the beginning of this video, and I've probably driven around a couple hundred miles. I can already tell that there is a much better bite between the brake pad and the rotor. Keep cycling through those techniques that I was talking to you guys about earlier on, and you will get your brakes back on track. And I think that they're not fully back yet. I wanna say I get like 90% of the bite back. Maybe like another 100 miles or something, and I'll get the full bite back, and that's the goal. But yeah, just keep doing what I told you guys to do, and you guys will properly break in your new pads to your old rotors. And by old rotors, I mean the rotors that you had with your previous set of brake pads, because you actually don't want to use old rotors. And how do you know if your rotors are old? Well, you basically gotta look at it, and then if you can reach, you have to feel it. If you can feel a lip, oh god, I can't see anything. If you can feel a lip, or if you can see with your own eyes that there's a lip and it's like an orange lip or like a brown lip, then that means it's time to go. Depending how you drive, you can easily get like 40,000 miles off of one set of rotors. But yeah, that's gonna conclude today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next video.
Corazón. Dump and jump for the shit. All top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the night sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there.
As soon as this car moves out of the way, I want to do a pull, but they're not moving out of the way, so yeah. Can you guys hear the blow-off valves? Oof. Sounds so good.